Good morning. How is everyone this morning? Well, there's only one of you in here. Good morning to my one lurker. So, I was gonna go live yesterday morning, but I have family up here, so it was a little busy yesterday. So the other morning, when I was live, we were talking about due process and who gets it. And I was right and you all were wrong. Maybe we'll go over it and we'll talk about it when more people get here, if more people get here. But I was right and you were wrong, and I have proof, and I have case study and all kinds of shit to prove you all wrong and prove me right. So I know y'all need receipts. You need receipts to believe people. So, I'm gonna put the music back on. We'll see if more people come, and then we'll talk about the Constitution and how y'all were wrong and I was right. So, like I was saying, the other morning we were talking about the Constitution and who gets due process and who doesn't get due process. And like I was saying the other day, that anyone on U.S. soil, or should I say U.S. jurisdiction, they have due process. It doesn't just go to citizens of America, like y'all were saying yesterday. Or not yesterday, the day before. So, trying to find my notes about all of this. What is going on with my phone? There we go. So, here it is in the Fifth Amendment. It says, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. In the 14th Amendment, and this is where it applies to state governments, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Now, what does this mean? Due process guarantees fair treatment through the normal justice system, which includes two different types of due process. One is procedural due process, and the other one is substantive due process. The first one is the government must follow fair procedures, like a notice of the hearing before depriving someone of liberty of property. So, were any of these people given notice, or were they just arrested, put on a plane, and sent to El Salvador? Does any of that sound like due process to you? Because it doesn't to me. And it sounds really fucked up. So the I can't say that word. Anyways, you can look it up. Due process are some rights, like privacy and marriage, are so fundamental that the government can't interfere with them, even with fair procedures, unless it has a very strong reason. Then you may ask, well, what's person mean? Oh, Dan! Good morning! Oh, I want to be able to give you the biggest hug ever. I am so sorry to hear about bears. I heard about that the other night. And, oh my God. I am so, so sorry. She had just emailed me like a week ago or something. And oh my God. I am so sorry, Dan. I'm sending you all kinds of love and hugs and good vibes and all of that. I thank you so much for being here this morning. Oh, good morning. All right, now let me say good morning to everybody. Let me love bomb y'all. Good morning, just me and Beard and Mama Red. Thank you all for being here. Now, let's get back to where I was. So, you may ask, because it says in the Constitution, in the 5th Amendment and the 14th Amendment, that no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. So now you may ask, what is person? Because person doesn't just mean a citizen of this country. Person means legally in the court of law. Person means any human being, regardless of citizenship status. Do you hear that, people? So this includes U.S. citizens, non-citizens, immigrants, documented or not, and even people accused of crimes all get due process. And also, and this is the fucked up part, corporations are also allowed due process. So, by what some of you people were saying the other morning, you think a corporation should have more say in this country than a human being if it's run by an American, which is so fucked up, so beyond fucked up. So, framers didn't say citizens in the Constitution. They said people or person. And the courts have affirmed that basic legal procedures like due process apply to all persons under U.S. jurisdiction. Just not citizens, anyone. So, let's talk about the procedural due processes. This is how the government acts. Before the government can take anyone's life, liberty, property, it must follow fair procedures. The court has said this includes this is where Trump is fucking up. The right to notice. You must be told what is happening. You must be told when it's happening. The right to a hearing. You get your chance to tell your side of the story, not just what the government thinks. And you are to have an unbiased judge. a neutral decision maker. Now, do we have a lot of neutral decision makers right now? Or is Trump trying to put all his judges where he wants them so he can say, you're my judge and you have to do what I say? Because that's kind of what it feels like to me. That he isn't going to do what judges say. And he hasn't. And he should be being held in contempt right now. So, and then there's substance, I can't say that fucking word, but you know what I'm saying, I hope. Due process. This is what the government is doing, not just how. Some rights are so fundamental that a government can't interfere with them, even if it follows proper procedures, unless there is a compelling reason. So, some of those rights that they can't, that we have, that are protected, is privacy, which is contraception and family decisions, marriage, interracial, same-sex, parenting, decisions about children's education. So those are all things that the government isn't supposed to have any... Oh, I forgot one. Body autonomy. So those 4 things and the things that I listed, contraceptive, family decisions, interracial marriage, same-sex marriage, decisions about children's education, the government is supposed to have not one fucking thing to do with any of that. Any of that. And how many decisions and issues are these red hat fuckers trying to say that the government has control over? The government gets to decide what you can and can't teach in school, who you can and can't marry, what the fuck you want to do to your own body. They can't do that. That's against what the fucking Constitution says, and all you idiots are out there screaming that you can't have a choice to do what you want with your body. And you can't do what your child wants to do. You can't do this. You can't teach them about that. Well, that kind of sounds like a fucked up place, doesn't it? Alright, now I'm gonna go read some comments. And then we'll get back to what I was talking about. So Beard says, the people that it is referring to in that is us, the documented, is starting to address all of us. No, Beard, it's not just us, not the documented ones. Hello, did you not read did you, go clean your ears out. Go clean your ears out, come back and listen to what I'm fucking saying, would you? Please? Sorry, I'm not yelling at you, but y'all need to stop being ignorant. It says that you don't have to be documented. Oh, hold on, I'm getting a call. I'll be right back. All right, sorry about that. I'm back. So, what makes me sad, Beard? Beard says it makes me sad because makes me sad for you because unless Congress rules on this, the document refers to American people. That's the fact of the situation, are letting a political view cloud the thinking on this. No, Beard, you're letting your political views cloud your mind because you obviously don't understand there are 3 co-equal branches of the fucking government. There's the Congress, the judicial, and the executive. So, and the judicial has say over fucking all of it. So, alright, now, let's get to, since you think that The Constitution, it says American citizens, American people. No, the fuck it doesn't, because when they were writing the Constitution, we weren't even a fucking country yet, you idiots. We were all illegal. Oh, you didn't see my air quotes. Illegal people in this place. So, are you saying that the Constitution only stands for white Europeans that came over and not the Indians that were already here? Is that what you're saying, Beard? Because that's fucked up. I didn't know you looked at it like that. Exactly, just me. No human is better than any other ones. American doesn't make you the almighty human race and we are everything. That is so fucked up to even think that way. So, here's a due process case for y'all. I can't even say the last name, but you can look it up. It's ZADVYDAS versus Davis in 2001. And it's immigrants cannot be held in detention indefinitely without due process. Due process, see, here we go. So what does it say about non-citizens in the Constitution and due process? Since y'all think it's two different fucking things, the Constitution does not explicitly name non-citizens in the due process clause. But it's actually important because what it does say in the Constitution, people, clean your ears out, make sure you're listening right now. I'll say it again. In the Fifth Amendment, the federal part of the Constitution, no person shall be deprived of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. And then here we go again. In the 14th Amendment, at the state level, it says, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. The word person, not citizen, means the protections apply to everyone under U.S. jurisdiction, not just citizens. How does the court interpret this? Non-citizens, including immigrants, visa holders, or undocumented people, have the right to due process, both under the 5th and 14th Amendment. So, Beard, you can't just read the Constitution however the fuck you want to. These rights include a fair hearing before deportation, protection from um, protection from fuck these fucking words. Sometimes in the morning I just can't fucking talk, and I'm already on my I'm only on my first cup of coffee, so excuse me. So protection from arbitrary detention and basic legal fairness in criminal and civil proceedings. Then there's 3 case studies for this as well. The court ruled that equal protection in 1986, the court ruled in the Yo versus Hopkins that equal protection and due process applies to all persons, not just citizens. It includes non-citizens as well. And then in 2001, in that Zadas or whatever Davis, in 2001, the court ruled that the government can't detain a non-citizen indefinitely, even if they're undocumented, without due process. So, all these people that are in El Salvador are now being detained by the U.S. government in a foreign prison because we are paying them. They're not going to let them go because we're paying them to keep them. The orange guy is giving your tax dollars, my tax dollars, to fucking El Salvador. But y'all are so up in arms about undocumented people supposedly getting food stamps and supposedly getting healthcare and supposedly getting all this shit that your US dollars are paying for. Your tax money is what you're screaming about. But you'd what? Rather pay it all in lump sum to a foreign fucking dictator? Make that make sense, could ya? 'Cause it sounds pretty fucking stupid to me. Now, back to where I was. So, in 1982, in a Plyer, I think it's Plyer versus Doe, the court said undocumented children can't be detained, can't be denied public education because they are still persons. Undocumented children are persons under the 14th Amendment. So, the Constitution protects all people on U.S. soil, not just citizens, but undocumented citizens as well. When it comes to due process, the court has been very clear that immigration status, do you hear that? Immigration status does not have does not erase basic legal procedures. So, So all of that being said, it boils down to how the courts interpret the Constitution. Not you, people in chat. It's the court. And if you agree with the way the court is talking about it, then you're correct. But if you're saying any other kind of bullshit, you're wrong. And you need to learn shit. You need to read court case studies and the fucking Constitution and how things fucking work. People are so close-minded, they don't see the bigger picture. They don't understand how to do research. They just believe what the fuck a orange guy is saying and Fox News. It shouldn't even be called Fox News. Fox Entertainment. That's what they are. That's what the courts ruled. They are not a news organization. They are an entertainment organization. So, you may ask, well, by what you guys are saying, by what some of you are saying, I need to stop lumping you all in. So, where does all people on U.S. soil come from? That is the Supreme Court's interpretation of the word person. Over time, the court has ruled that it means anyone physically present in the U.S., regardless of citizenship or immigration status. So, I said that Will versus Hopkins, I said that was 1986. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Let me correct it. It was 1886. It says that the 14th Amendment to the Constitution is not confined to the protection of citizens. It says, nor shall any state deprive any person. These provisions are universal in their application to all person within the territorial jurisdiction, without regard to any difference of race, color, or nationality. And then in 2001, that Vadas or whatever versus Davis, once an alien enters the country, his legal hold on. Alright, sorry, I moved my screen. Alright, once an alien enters the country, his legal presence is not required for due process clause to apply. So, what is all that I just said mean? The Supreme Court has clarified that this means all person physically present in the U.S., citizen or not, undocumented or documented or not, that they get due process. So, the court ruled in that 1886 case that the 14th Amendment to the Constitution is not confined to the protection of citizens. It says, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. These provisions are universal in their application to all persons within the territorial jurisdiction, without regard to any differences of race, color, or nationality. So, that case in 1886 was groundbreaking and set precedent for future rulings of the scope of person under the Constitution, ensuring that everyone within the U.S. jurisdiction, whether they are citizen or not, all right, I'm going to get some coffee. I shall be right back. Sorry, I forgot to turn the music back on for you guys. So I was reading a little bit of your comments. In Praxis, you are so right. Checks and balances are canceled in this country. We have no checks and balances anymore. And what's really fucked up is, did we ever have checks and balances, or did people just know how to fucking act? And now we have a orange guy in there saying that he can do whatever the fuck he wants and nobody's fucking stopping him. Oh, good morning, Fairy. Good morning, Praxis and Big Chief. Welcome. Thank you for stopping by, listening to me bitch this morning about how people are wrong about shit. And Beard, I'm sorry you think that I'm fucked up politically, but I'm going to tell you the exact same thing that you typed in chat back to you. I'm telling you the words of the Constitution, and I'm telling you that you're wrong. And yes, you are a good friend, Beard, but you are very fucked up politically. Alright, now, let me get back down to here. I hope you're right, just me. I hope the next POTUS, if we have a next POTUS, will give us universal health care and mandate all churches pay taxes, because if they want to have some word in our political atmosphere like they fucking do, they need to pay fucking taxes too. I agree, Praxis. The orange guy is psycho, beyond psycho, and we're just letting it go. Exactly. Just me says, yet some will still deny the written word you just read. Exactly. And you know what? Here. I'm going to show you something real quick. Look, there's the Fifth Amendment. And it says, the Fifth Amendment says, no person shall be held to answer for a capital or otherwise infamous crime unless on, well, I don't need to read it. It's right fucking there. And then look. Here's the 14th Amendment. Nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law. Of any person within the judicial See that? Right fucking there. So, those are the fucking words of the Constitution, Beard. It's not just my opinion. It's the words in the Constitution. It's what the court fucking says. And if you believe differently, if you think that it's just supposed to be for citizens, well then, and maybe that's why everybody should be up in arms, because it's not just fucking citizens. Oh, good morning, Allie. Welcome. Thank you for joining us this morning. Oh, just me. That's a fantastic question. For all of you that are saying that we're wrong, how do you determine citizenship status without due process? So, let's talk about, because the due process and immigration law is where everything gets fucked up and what allows you all to say what you do, which is so wrong. So, the immigration law and deportation hearings, often held in immigration courts, are people facing deportation are entitled to due process, meaning they should be given a fair hearing, legal representation, and the opportunity to present evidence. So, now, do we have enough deportation judges for the immigration court? No, we don't. Why do we not have enough judges for immigration court for these deportation hearings? Because the fucking people in Congress like to hold up judicial appointees because it's a political fucking game, people. All of it is a political game. And then you want to know what else is fucked up? Is if these people, if persons, citizens or not, are supposed to have representation, don't you think it would be fair if the representation could speak the same language as these people? There are lawyers and judges that don't speak Spanish that are deciding what the fuck to go on with these people. And nobody knows. The person there has no idea what's going on. So, and what needs to, I don't understand how how executive orders are what is ruling this country right now. Because executive orders weren't voted on by the Congress. So the people, us, our representation that we put there to vote for us, didn't get to vote on any of this shit. I mean, we could really dive into stuff if you want to. You want to go into the right to stay or challenge your deportation? So, in theory, everyone facing deportation has the right to due process, which includes a notice of the changes or charges, a chance to present their case in immigration court, the right to be represented by an attorney, but not paid for by the government. So immigration people, migrants, whatnot, undocumented people, we don't pay, they don't get a lawyer. Like if we get in trouble and we need a lawyer and one is appointed to us, they don't get one of those. So, let's break down the why. No right to government-funded counsel. Immigration court is civil, not criminal. So there are no public defenders. Many immigrants, including children, face court alone and often in a language they don't understand. And then here's another this is what I've been screaming about. There are millions of pending immigration cases. And people wait years in legal limbo to be rushed through without even enough time to be prepared. And to not even have counsel, not do any of that. That seems real fair, right? And then is it fair for that person to be detained for months, years, without even being able, or before they can even argue their case? And having limited access to legal representation, and by legal representation, I mean there are nonprofit groups down in these places at these detention centers that are helping these people. But y'all probably don't know about that, right? Sorry, I'm going through all my notes and stuff. Here's a on April 17th, the U.S. Court of Appeals for the Fourth Circuit unanimously upheld a lower court's order requiring the Trump administration to facilitate Garcia's return from El Salvador. That's what he's being held in needs to be held in contempt for, because he didn't do that. He didn't bring them back. So, okay, Catholic Charities, just me. I don't. I have issues with them as well. Because, yes, they do help people escape from vulnerable situations. I'll agree with that. But they've done a lot of fucked up shit. Oh, you're driving, Fairy? Well, be careful. No texting while driving. Huh. Okay, so here's another. Fairy, you keep saying 25,000 per person, and I don't think that's the number. to be honest. I'm sorry, I just don't. So, the Trump administration has entered into financial agreements with El Salvador to detain deported individuals in prison. The U.S. agreed to pay El Salvador $6 million to incarcerate approximately 300 deportees. So $6 million for 300 people for 1 year. This agreement was part of a broader incentive under the Alien Enemies Act of 1798, which the administration invoked to do this. So here's a statement from Salvadorian officials suggests they lack of detailed information about deportees and criminal backgrounds. So so El Salvador doesn't even know who they're putting in their prison. They're just putting them in there because we are paying them to. Or the orange guy is using our tax dollars to pay them. So if you were being paid millions of dollars to hold on to a secret or something, would you tell the secret or would you hold on to the secret to keep getting paid millions of dollars? Think about that for a minute while I find out why my dog is barking. There was deer in the forest. So, let's see, what are y'all saying? Oh, you're home now? Good, Fairy, you're home. You can chat and I won't have to yell at you. Because we want Fairy to be safe. Now isn't that interesting, just me? Except Congress didn't approve for the orange guy to be sending this money to El Salvador to hold these people. How is that right? That can't happen either. He's just paying off money to whoever the fuck he wants to without permission. I mean, the Congress appropriates money to certain things. Like, you can spend this much on this, and you can spend this much on this. And those departments have it broken down into what they can spend it on. You can't just go spend the money on whatever the fuck you want to. That's not how it works. Ellie? I just read Ellie's comment. If you have to pay me to keep a secret, it's not a secret worth keeping. I would never sell my soul. Just Me says, if you haven't listened to the Senator Van Hollen's press conference yesterday, it's really informative about this case. Yes, yes it is. Yes it is. I watched that yesterday, Just Me, and what he was saying was so on point, and how he was pointing out that how they staged things, the margaritas they were having was just like a glass of water with sugar around the rim. And he pointed out that if you look at the sugar or salt or whatever was around the rim, you can see that nobody drank out of those glasses. It's very important. I wish people in our government, well, I wish Van Hollen and other congressmen would start pointing out how the orange guy lies, just like he did with El Salvador. Yeah, Van Hollen is on this, Just Me, and I hope he stays on it. It's ridiculous. All of this is ridiculous. And if people can't see what's going on, it's so disgusting to me. Alright, let's see here. What else did I want to talk about? I think I already talked about all of this, the immigration court system. See, and this, alright, this is something that I didn't talk about. And this is something that I think needs to be changed in Congress. That the immigration court system, not part of the judicial branch. It's run by the executive office for immigration review. under the Department of Justice. Judges are DOJ employees, not Article 3 federal judges. So, the problem about this is that it's less independence. Backlogs lead to rushed and denied hearings. It says that immigrants can be detained for months or years while waiting for a hearing. So because there aren't enough judges for all of this. So if you think about it, POTUS, be it, and you can't even say that it's POTUS's fault. Because it really, again, boils down to the fucking Congress and the Senate and them holding up judicial appointees. Like when Obama was in office, he had a bunch of judges that were being held up because of political shit. Then Trump comes in the first term and they're held by, it's the GOP is in charge of whatever, and they hold up a bunch of stuff, or they try and pass it through, and the other side holds it up because they don't agree with those judges and what they want to do. So they hold up the other guy's judges. Then we get a new person in. And the other side does the same thing. So, again, this is all just a fucking washing machine of drama that's being circled around these poor immigrants. Right, just me? Remember the bipartisan immigration reform bill last year? Remember who killed that bill? The orange guy. And in that bill, there was a whole bunch of immigration judges. There was a whole bunch of money put aside for judges and for stuff to keep the border protected, drones and high-tech things that are going to protect our border, not a fucking wall. Alright, let me read some of my other stuff. So I already told you about how there's no public defenders in immigration court. That 60 to 90% of detained immigrants do not have lawyers. I took a lot of notes and stuff, and some of the stuff I repeated myself going over things. Yeah, I think I covered everything. So, and I just want you all to know that once this orange guy figures out how to do this and get away with it, he's going to be doing it to people that American citizens that disagree with him. It's not going to be just criminals. It's going to be whoever the fuck he wants to. Oh my god, I think I see white stuff coming out of the sky. No. Is it snowing? It is. OMG. Look at the birds even looking up like, what the fuck? Isn't it spring? Unbelievable. What just me? Canceling parole for Afghan translators on Easter? What is that about? Because none of the Afghan translators that helped our soldiers over there fighting that useless, unnecessary war that a fucking idiot started for no fucking reason. I think all those translators should be citizens, and they shouldn't even have had to go through any kind of immigration or whatever. They should have just got a fucking visa or a green card or whatever the case may be and been able to come here. Because we put their life in danger. Ellie, I haven't talked about the SOB going around stealing people's, or going around, selling eggs with long ears. Yeah, I thought you meant stealing eggs. I was like, wait a minute. I think it's supposed to be stealing and it says selling. You know, he's taken all the eggs people need to crack into scrambled eggs and is dyeing them and hard boiling them and hiding them. Easter weekend. Oh, I forgot to put up my Easter stuff. Well, tomorrow there will be Easter stuff out there for the birds. Ellie, you're adding bunnies to Jazzy Stew. Oh my God. That's funny. Wait, what are you talking about, just me? Sponsorships for the White House event? I wouldn't be surprised if if the orange guy isn't. He's probably having his branded stuff sponsor it so he can get money. I bet the only thing that's allowed to be served for water, you know how he has his own bottled water. That's probably the only thing allowed to be given out in the White House. There's a list of sponsors? What? Oh my goodness. Just me. Should I throw you a wrench so you can drop a link? Cuz now I'm interested. What is this list? Do you have a link, just me? Yep, everything about it is about money and and him keeping his freedom. He sold the sponsorship rights to the official event. Oh, you're not that organized. Well, what the hell, just me? You need to be organized. You need to have links ready so I can just throw you a wrench and you can drop it. Go find the link. I'm going to get coffee. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. I went fast because I forgot to turn the music on. Oh, of course, Meta, YouTube, and Amazon are on the list. It's on CNN. Alright, let me see if I can find it. Unbelievable. Alright, I found it. I'm going to drop the link myself. I get it, just me. You didn't want a wrench. There we go. There's the link for y'all. You know, when you turn blue, a whole nother shit show arrives. I totally get it. Wow, the White House through an outside production company called Harbinger, solicited corporate sponsors for the traditional springtime event on Monday, ranging from $75,000 to $200,000, with the promise of logo and branding opportunities, according to the 9-page document sent to potential sponsors, first reported by CNN last month. Several major American tech companies and associations have signed up, according to the official White House press release on the event sent out by the official of the First Lady on Friday. The egg roll has been privately funded without taxpayer dollars for many years. All the money raised by Harbinger will go to the White House Historical Association. Friday's release highlights an array of entertaining activities thanks to the White House Historical Association and its partnerships. That includes, according to the White House, a reading nook courtesy of Amazon, the Bunny Hop stage courtesy of YouTube, an AI-powered experience and photo opportunity courtesy of Meta, and a Ring of the Bell opportunity courtesy of the New York Stock Exchange. So, on Easter, we're going to highlight the stock exchange. How fucked up is that? Does he realize that he made the stock? OMG. That's all in the red. That's like hundreds negative right now. What does the stock exchange want to have anything to do with him? He's losing them millions and millions of dollars. Oh my God, just me, Elon, dressed in a bunny suit. We don't want to scare the kids, though. I mean, that's like Poopsicle in a bunny suit. We don't want to scare the kids. Mars without a ride back, ever. That's where he needs to go. I agree with that. 100%. Can we put him in one of his rockets and send him there? You know, the church and state have never really been separated since like the beginning of time. And you would think that as time proceeded, since the 1700s, that we would have made it more prevalent or whatever that there is a separation between church and state instead of letting it get to the point that it's at right now. I just realized it's snowing and my dog's outside. I will be right back. I'll leave you guys with some music. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. And thank you for letting me go get my dog out of the snow. So, I had an interesting thought. If the Constitution only is for U.S. citizens, then that means that all these supposed people, all these supposed undocumented people committing all these crimes that are being told to us, they can just commit them because they're not under our Constitution. They're not held by any law in this country. So what's it fucking matter? Just let them go do whatever the fuck they want. Hell, if you want to come over here and fly a plane into one of our buildings, it doesn't fucking matter. You're not an American citizen. Our Constitution doesn't apply to you. Right? That's how it works. So if you ever get in trouble, just say you're not an American citizen, and all these people saying that the Constitution doesn't apply to non-citizens, it's okay, right? Is that what you're saying, people? Red hat people? Well, it's almost 11 o'clock. Yes, not red head, red hat. Red hat people. H-A-T people. That was so funny. I can't believe Mama Red was saying that yesterday. But are they, Ellie? Are they held to our laws? Because they're not in our Constitution. And only the Constitution applies to us, people that were born in this country, citizens. That's what they're saying, the red hat people. So that means that all the laws need to be rewritten to say citizens and non-citizens. Oh, I know, Allie. I'm just being a smart ass. I know that they are, and I know that we are held to the country's laws that we enter. I'm just trying to point out how stupid they sound. I can't believe it's snowing. Yep, just like today. Just like today, Fairy. We were also told that I was wrong. I'm wrong. Oh, we had to explain a lot of shit to people, Ellie. Why do you think this whole stream came about? Because I had to explain some shit. Because people were telling me I was wrong and I didn't know what I was talking about. Well, I got receipts for you all. I told you cases to look up. So y'all were wrong, not me. Sorry y'all are so stupid, ignorant, blinded by an orange person. Exactly. Bless their hearts. Allie. It's funny that they can come in here and tell us that we're stupid and we're wrong and all this and that, but as soon as you tell them that they're wrong, oh, their fifis get hurt. Ellie. Yep, it's YouTube law. We gotta strong arm them to believe what's true and what's not. Excuse me. Well, I guess I got 10 more minutes to hit the 2-hour mark. If you're just joining us, if you could please hit the thumbs up, that would be super cool. Just me, you're so correct about this. Part ignorance, part bigotry. Sometimes it's a little more than the other, but it's both of them combined, bigotry and ignorance. Right? We need a pill for stupid. How do we fix stupid? Or ignorance? Or bigotry? We need a pill for all three of those. The funny thing is, just me, I feel that they can't really defend anything. Because they're not defending it with their thought. They're defending it with words that come out of other people's mouths. And they don't even understand the words that are coming out of other people's mouths. So they're defending something that they know jack shit about. So it makes them look even more ignorant. But, that's my opinion. And I'm probably going to get yelled at today for talking shit to my viewers, but I'm not talking shit to my viewers. And if you feel like I'm talking shit about you, well, maybe you need to take a deeper look at yourself. Because if you feel like you fit under the red hat bubble, well, that's on you, not me. No, none of this. I'm sorry, Fairy, but none of this was for entertainment purposes. This was to educate you people. And thank you for you all helping me educate these people about stuff. I appreciate it. Fairy, just me, Ellie. Well, I think I'm going to be ending. I have some things to do today, and it's 11 o'clock already. Oh, you were talking about. Fairy was talking about me insulting your viewers. Or me insulting my viewers. Ellie, okay, Ellie doesn't want to be included in helping to fix stupid. It's hard to fix stupid, but I'm for sure hell is gonna try. Somebody's got to. And hopefully educate with a little laughter, a little fun. Hopefully I don't hurt too many people's feelings. Ellie says I'm not a miracle worker. Too much pressure. Well, wouldn't it be amazing if I was a miracle worker and I could just wave a wand and fix stupid? Maybe I need to find a wand, start waving it around and see what happens. Well, thank you all for joining me this morning on my little rant educational stream about due process and the Constitution. So I'm going to do my little goodbyes and wish you all a wonderful, happy Saturday. Wish you all peace and love to the ones that matter. To the ones that don't, y'all know where I think you should go. But there might be somebody out there that actually cares about you. So you should call them. And if you don't have anyone, which I suspect a lot of you don't, dial 988. And if you're outside the United States, Google mental health help. And there should be a number that you can dial. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you, Ellie, Just Me, Fairy. It was a great conversation this morning. Ellie. Ellie's phone is disconnected, so sorry, she's not accepting calls at this time. So again, dial 988 if you don't have anyone else to call. I love you all. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you around these streets or in my stream next time. Bye.